Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am your host, the notorious H.I.M, and I am back with another BDSP Wi-Fi battle. I'm bringing some heat with a new team here, and I'm facing JustWeavile. So thank you so much for the battle. He hit that signal on the Discord, who wants to battle, and I was much obliged, bro. The last time we battled was months ago, so this is going to be a chance for me to get back and get back in some good graces here. Probably get a W with this new team. So looking at this team, I mean, he's rocking some real interesting mons. I'm playing mixed OU, so I got a couple OU threats, but I really love the synergy of this team, and I'm really been enjoying kind of testing this team out. So if you guys want, I will leave the team down in the description. Definitely give it a shot. You'll have a lot of fun with the team, guaranteed. But I'm thinking here, you know what? I'm probably gonna lead the Crawdaunt because Crawdaunt just puts such amazing pressure on Pokemon. So like, you really have to play wisely when there's a Crawdaunt involved. So that's what I'm gonna do. Mirror, mirror on the wall. We are double ganging each other here. So we're in the same outfit and all. So I go ahead and go into a Crawdaunt here, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna go for that knockoff because I've never faced a Cricketune, so I don't know what it's gonna do, but it probably doesn't want to take a knockoff. And he goes for the bug bite, so he outspeeds and ends up killing me. Goodbye, garlic butter. I'm so sorry, man. You didn't get a chance to do anything in this battle, and I'm already on the back heels, guys. So I really have to play wisely here because I'm already down a mon. A few seconds into the battle, and I'm already down my first mon. So there's a lot of things I gotta do here to try to come back. So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, if I can go out into Heatran here, I probably have the ability to scare this thing out, get up a Stealth Rocks, just get this thing up out of here, because I really wasn't expecting to lose Crawdaunt right off the bat. Like, true say, I really didn't want to have to lose such an amazing mon so quickly. So now, in comes Heatran, and what are you going to do, right? Like, you must expect that the Lava Plume is coming. So I'm gonna go for this Stealth Rocks, see what he wants to do, but he stays in. So I'm like, okay, well, what are you gonna do to me, right? Like, what can you possibly do? He ends up going for the Sticky Web, which tells me that he's probably end up being probably Focus Sash, or something like that. So now I have to try to get off as much damage as possible, because I have to be able to break that Sash in order for this to make sense. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and go for a big Lava Plume here. If this stays in, it's gonna knock it down, but at least I could probably get a burn or something. I'm already on the back heel, so I gotta do some things to make up this battle here, and that's what I end up doing. I go ahead and get this big Lava Plume off, and in comes the Vaporeon. So this is not gonna do anything to this. Let's see how much damage this does. I mean, honestly, it does a sizable amount. It probably does like 40%, but that's with the crit. So I know I can't take a Scald, so I got to get out of here, bro. Like, what can I go into that's going to be able to take some damage from this thing? Honestly, there's a couple of things I could really do. I could go out into Sears, I could go out into Thousand Eyes, but I'm thinking, you know what? The Vaporeon is probably going to be the best answer to this thing, right? Like, those two mons, Vaporeon versus Vaporeon, like, they can't touch each other, right? So that's probably the best play here, and that's what I end up doing. I go out into my very own Vaporeon, and again, we're doppelganging, bros. Mirror, mirror on the wall. So I get hit by these Sticky Webs, but really that's not that big of a deal, because honestly, Vaporeon's pretty slow anyway. So he ends up going for a Wish, which is amazing. Obviously, Vaporeon is such a great mon, especially when supporting other mons in the team. It's really great to see Vaporeon do what he does. But now I'm thinking, you know what? I could very well just go for a Wish of my own, right? Like, why not? What's going to prevent me from going for a Wish, getting something else in that could probably handle this thing? So that's what I'm thinking about doing, and that's exactly what I go ahead and do. He ends up withdrawing his Vaporeon and goes out into Tungary. This flying Littlefoot, the dinosaur here, this thing is a threat, bro, and I really don't know what this thing can do. I don't know what this thing can even learn, bro. So it could very easily get Giga Drain or something, and I do not want that smoke, bro. Like, I do not want Vaporeon taking extra damage for no reason, bro. Like, I'm already down garlic butter. There's really no reason for me to lose another mon right off the bat here. So I'm predicting the grass move. I don't even know if this thing gets sleep powder. I really don't know what this thing can get. So I have to make a play here, and I decide, you know what? it's probably going to be in my best interest to go into Sears here, because if anything, right, the worst case scenario is that he Giga Drains or something, and you know, I eat that up because I'm a grass type. So that's what I'm thinking here, and that's what I most likely am going to go for, is just get this this Sears in the battle here and start being a threat, right? As long as that Golem exists, I really can't freely Volt Switch or Discharge or anything like that, as much as I would love to. So I'm thinking the best thing I could probably really do here is probably go for a Will-O-Wisp here, as he goes for the Leech Seed, and I, of course, being a grass type, am immune to that. So that's what I end up doing. I end up going for this big Will-O-Wisp here. I don't really know what this thing can do. One thing I really know about these things is that they can't pack the Harvest ability, so that's the basically the limit of my knowledge of these things. He ends up going for a big Defog and just blows away all the Stealth Rocks, all the hazards on the field. So, I mean, it's clear to me now that Kricketune is definitely Focus Sash if he's putting such a big priority on getting these rocks off on the field so early in the battle. So now it pretty much gives me a free switch in, bro. So I decide, you know what, let me go out into Thousand Eyes, because if anything, you know, this Thousand Eyes restrict here to Claydol. He's going ahead and he's rocking the light screen to reflect, so I could very easily get those up and start being even more of a threat. And in hindsight, obviously, I probably should have done that, because I have other ways that I could get up. You know, Stealth Rock, seeing that this thing has the defog, I should have probably just went ahead and get some reflect and light screens up just to help my team out a little bit later on. I decided to end up going out here, so I go into Heatran here because obviously this grass dinosaur, he don't want no smoke with this, bro. Like, a Lava Plume will absolutely wreck this shit, and he doesn't want that. So Weavile is making some great plays, bro. Like, he's easily just countering me. Like, he can easily just get back his hazards back up, because obviously I know he's Focus Sash. So it's gonna take at least 2 Lava Plumes to get this thing, unless he gets burned, which he doesn't. And he goes for that Parasong, which is pretty interesting. Now I have a choice, right? I can very easily just go ahead and get off my my own Stealth Rocks, but I'm faster than this thing, and I really don't want the shenanigans. I don't want him setting up that sticky web. I don't want him setting up anything else. So I'm gonna just go for the clean Lava Plume, take this thing out, and be on my way. Burn this bug up, get some revenge for him taking a huge bite out of garlic butter earlier. So this thing goes down, and honestly, great on Weavile for packing that mob, because I had no idea what this thing could even freaking do. Out comes the Golem, which is a huge threat, right? I really don't want to get Earthquakes from this thing. Honestly, I have a couple mons that can really deal with this. I can very easily go out into Vaporeon here, start Scalding, but as long as he has Vaporeon on his side of the field, bro, there's really no point in me doing that. The best play is going to be to go out into Sears and put immense pressure, because nothing really wants to take a Leaf Storm from this thing except for Tropius. So that's what I end up going for. I have no choice. I could very easily just predicted him to go out and get off a Volt Switch or something, but I'm going for the obvious play because it's going to put the most pressure. If Alakazam came in or something like that, I want that taking the most amount of damage. So I end up getting a big Leaf Storm off on this thing, so I am hitting my my Leaf Storms, which is great. And obviously it's not going to do that much to this thing. I have to leave here because I know he's packing that Air Slash, and that will absolutely wreck Sears. And I really need this thing to be able to handle the Vaporeon and the Golem, so I really can't allow this thing to go down just yet. I still need this. So I'm going to decide to go back out here. And, you know, there's a lot of switching going on in this battle, a lot of jockeying for position here. I mean, Weavile is such an amazing battler, and I implore you guys, definitely go check out his channel. I will leave his stuff in the description as well. But he's just making all the right plays, and now it gives me the perfect opportunity to get off you know, a rapid spin and get those rocks that he just set up out of here. So that's what I end up doing. I go out and get this big rapid spin off as the Mighty Yenna comes in, which is a great play from Weavile, because he knows that this thing is probably going to take a massive amount from a crunch or something like that. So I can't even get off like my Stealth Rocks or you know, a Reflect or a Light Screen. I can't even do anything like that because honestly, this Mighty Yenna is a huge threat, and I really don't want no smoke with this thing. So I decided to go out into Vaporeon. Vaporeon is my dedicated physical wall. He can pretty much take anything that this thing wants to go for and start firing back. So that's the best thing about this thing, is that this thing is such a beast on the defensive side, and it just has so much support moves. It's great. But look how much damage this thing does, and obviously rocking that Life Orb you know, he's gonna be doing a lot of damage. But with the leftovers, I can obviously just wish this thing off, and you know, that would probably be the best play. And that's exactly what I go ahead and do. I go ahead and get a big wish off, and you know, nothing really wants to deal with that. So he's probably expecting me to attack this thing, and in comes his own Vaporeon, and man, this thing is just such a great support mod. He's probably gonna do the same thing that I'm doing, probably get a wish off, try to bring something back in for later. But I'm probably predicting him to, you know, go out into something else. So I could very easily, you know, Ice Beam here. You know, these things wall each other, so there's really no point in me staying in here, right? Like this is not gonna get it done. I could very easily go out into Sears here, and I think that is gonna be the best play, because if anything, you know, I can always go out into Thousand Eyes, you know, try to get up some more, you know, screens, you know, do whatever. So that's exactly what I end up doing. Thousand Eyes Restrict comes back out here, and now he goes for a wish of his own. So that's exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna play these wish shenanigans, which I commend him for, right? Like, I'm never gonna get mad at my opponent for making the right play, and that is the right play, right? Like, so, you know, Vaporeon is such a beast on the defensive side, like I've been saying, bro. Like, you could really use this mon to do whatever you want. I decide now there's a perfect opportunity to get Stealth Rocks up on my own, right? Like, and that's gonna be a great thing for me. He ends up going for a Scald here, and obviously that's gonna do a lot of damage to Thousand Eyes here. He even gets a crit. Luckily, he doesn't get no burn, which is great. But I can't take another one, right? So I have to go out into something. I could, you know, very easily go out into any one of my mons here. I could very easily go out into Vaporeon, predicting another attack, but that's really not gonna put me in position. So I decide, you know what, let's make a play into Sears here. If anything, you know, I could very easily just go for a Leaf Storm, you know, whatever I really want. And in comes the Ice Beam, and look how much damage this does. It does probably like 60% to Sears, and I'm like, yo, I really can't stay in, bro. Like, I really wish I could just go for a Volt Switch on this thing, but I know he's gonna leave. He's probably gonna bring back in the Tropius, and any little bit of damage I could get off on that thing, like, I'm gonna gladly take. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go for the obvious Leaf Storm here and scare this thing out, because I don't want the Golem coming in. I really can't afford for that Golem to come in. So I decided to go ahead and get this big Leaf Storm off, see what this kind of thing is gonna do, and he shows me the Citrus. So of course, I know he's probably rocking Harvest, so, you know, luckily he has the burn on this thing, so it's gonna get whittled down, and he goes ahead and pops the Harvest against the Citrus Berry back. Now I have to make a play, right? Like, I don't want him to just Air Slash for free, so I'm gonna go ahead and go out into Magma Mouth here, the Heatran, and like I said, right, like, this thing cannot take a Lava Plume, right? Like, if you decide to get your Lava Plume and take this, bro, this thing is going down, and he needs this thing to keep the hazards off the field. I'm pretty sure this is his only form of hazard removal, so he has to play kind of wisely with this thing, right? Like, as soon as this thing goes down, it's gonna open up the field for me to start doing a lot more damage to his team, and Weavile probably knows that. So I'm really not sure what he wants to do. I very, you know, could easily just predict this and just go out and get a big, you know, Earth Power off, but I know he's gonna switch, so I'm gonna get this time to get my my Stealth Rock back up, because in comes a Vaporeon, which is a great play. Obviously, I can't really touch this thing. I don't know how much an Earth Power would have done, but it wouldn't have been enough to one-hit him, so I would have had to go out anyway. I have to make a play here because, you know, my mons are definitely getting whittled down, and, you know, from the start of the battle, I've been on the back burner, so I have to do something it's gonna be able to put me back in the good graces in this battle here, and I get the Water Absorb, expecting him to go for a big Scald here, which is great. Now I have an opportunity here, right? I could very easily, you know, Wish Up. You know, I could very easily, you know, Ice Beam or Protect, just see what he's gonna do. Scald really isn't gonna be the best play. I decide, you know what, I'm gonna go for Ice Beam, expecting him, I apologize, go for Protect, just to see what he's gonna do, kind of scout him out, see what he wants to do. He goes for a Wish, and obviously, you know, Vaporeon is like a glue for this team, bro. For my team and for his, right? Like, that's the mon that's really bridging the gap, allowing him to get these switches, because anything that's coming in after the Vaporeon is gonna get healed right back up. So, you know, I decide, you know what, I'm staying in, bro. If he brings back in this Tropius, he gonna take a big Ice Beam, bro, and he's not gonna appreciate that. So that's what I end up doing. I go ahead and get this big Ice Beam off on this Tropius. This long neck, this flying long neck, he's not gonna be able to take this, bro. And he goes down, bro. Luckily, he does not receive that Wish. And now this is a huge threat to me, now gone, right? Like, now that's gonna open up the field for me. and for my mons to start taking shine and taking over this battle, because now nothing wants to take a Leaf Storm, right? In comes the Alakazam. And true say, I could very easily just stay in, bro. Like, I could just very easily stay in, take whatever attack he wants to go for, probably protect, go for a Scald, you know, get some damage off. And that's really what I should have done in hindsight. But I'm thinking, you know, I don't want him to energy ball this. So I decided to go out into Heatran here and take a big Psychic, which doesn't do too much. I'm rocking the Leftovers, so it's not, you know, a big deal. Mega Mouth, you know, Magma Mouth, he's gonna come out here and he's gonna get a big Lava Plume off, and you don't want that either, right? Like, now I could very easily start just Earth Powering, but I want to see if I can get up as much damage as I can. I should have very easily just predicted him to go out into, you know, the Vaporeon here, predicting a Lava Plume, but, you know, I want the burn on something, right? Like, that's my priority. If you know, if the Golem came in and got burned, that would be great, because they tend to pack this 30. So if that would have happened, that would have been perfect. Or if I had just Earth Powered, you know, I could very easily just do whatever I want. But now with this Vaporeon on my face, I have to switch out. I really don't have much of a choice. And, you know, the best mon that I have is going to be my own Vaporeon. So I got a lot of things I could very easily do, you know, like he could very easily wish up, but I have to be able to bring in Sears for free. I can't bring it in on a switch because he's probably just going to Ice Beam. So I'm going to decide, you know what? Thousand Eyes has done pretty much everything that he needed to do. There's no way that he can get hazards off on the field. If I live, I may be able to get off a light screen or a reflect, but I go down to that Skull. Thank you, Thousand Eyes. I greatly appreciate your contribution to the battle. You definitely did your thing. Now I could come out here with Sears freely, and like I said, I mean, now that Tropius is gone, like, nothing wants to take a Leaf Storm, right? Like, nothing, you know, even if the Alakazam came in and took this, that will only bode well for me. So I don't really know what he wants to do. I am rocking the choice specs, so if I hit this thing, it's over, bro. This thing is gonna go down. I just have to pray that I don't miss, because if I miss, I don't think I can eat an Ice Beam from this thing. So I go ahead and I get this big Leaf Storm off, and thank God it goes down. This huge threat, this huge defensive fish cat, I don't even know what this thing is, but this thing goes down, thank God. Now he can bring in pretty much anything he wants. I mean, nothing really wants to take a Leaf Storm for free. So I could very easily just start clicking that Leaf Storm, not really worrying about anything that he wants to bring in here. But of course, he has the Alakazam. I know he's rocking in the back, and here it comes right now. In comes this Alakazam, and I know it's going to outspeed, obviously. Alakazam is such a fast mon, but, you know, I'm probably going to have to let this thing go down, right? Like, the only thing that this thing really checks is the Golem, and honestly, I'm not too afraid of the Golem because I have the Vaporeon. As long as I keep the Vaporeon in the back, I'm really not going to be afraid of this. So I decide to let this thing go down. He goes for a big Psychic here and caps Sears. Goodbye, Sears. We appreciate you as well. We're down to 3 minutes left in the battle, and this thing is coming down to the wire, so I have to make some plays that's going to put some pressure on this guy. I decide to go out into Stag, and Stag is a beast, bro. Like, don't sleep on this Pinsir, bro. I could very easily go for the X-Scissor. I mean, that's the obvious play, but I'm predicting a switch. He doesn't want to stay in and take this. Even if he's Focus Sash, a Psychic will not be able to kill this, and I'll be able to kill it with the second hit. So he doesn't want to take that. I decide, you know what, let's go ahead and get a big Earthquake off, because if anything, right, if the Golem comes in, that's probably going to put him down to a good amount. And if I get a kill on something and start getting Moxie boosts, bro, this thing is over. So you really don't want that smoke. I know that this thing is probably carrying the Sucker Punch, and I don't want the damage on Stag. I actually need him to be as healthy as possible if he's going to maintain to be my win confidence battle against JustWeavile. So I go ahead and go out into Vaporeon because I know that he'll be able to take whatever, you know, this thing goes for. And I really should have been paying attention, right? I knew that he had Life Orb, so I should have wished here. I definitely made a misplay here. I could have very easily avoided a lot of the damage because I could just wish, then go out into something else to take any predicted hit. So I should have done that, but I end up going for Scald and end up obviously failing because the Mighty Ender gets killed from its own Life Orb. So not too much of a big deal, but in comes the the Alakazam. I know that's coming in, right? That's his biggest threat to me. There's really no reason that he doesn't bring this thing back in. So that's what he ends up doing. Now I have a choice, right? I could very easily go out into something, probably go out into Heatran to take an attack. But I want to see exactly what this thing is going to be able to do. If he's packing the energy ball, that's going to be a problem. So I decided to go for a big protect here just to see what he wants to do. I mean, the worst case scenario is that something else comes in, or, you know, I get damage off on something else for free. So I decided to go for the protect, and there's only 60 seconds left in this battle, bro. So if I haven't done so already, I will say now, rate, comment, and subscribe, guys, because this is going to go down to the wire. It will even require some theory modding here. So what you guys think is going to happen in this battle will come into play, bro. But honestly, my win con is the Pinsir, right? As long as I keep that relatively healthy, I know that Alakazam cannot beat Pinsir 1v1, right? Even with the Focus Sash, he can't do anything to me. My play is to go for this Earth Power. If he decides to switch out, that thing is going to take amazing damage, but he goes for that 70% accurate. God darn. He goes for the 70% accurate Focus Blast, and it actually hits me. So that was an amazing play. He actually had to hit that for this to go in his favor. So out comes the Stag Beetle here. And like I mentioned, I mean, there's no reason for me to over predict. I'm going to go for the Earthquake because nothing can get 2 hits from this. And you guys will see. This battle ends here, but you tell me. I mean, I could very easily just get 2 hits off and kill the Alakazam, but you guys let me know what you think. That's the end of the battle, and I'm out. Peace!